going to see a Super Bowl win. Like, my window is closing, Fred.
Never know. I mean, it could happen. I could end up at one of these Chauncey Billups poker games.
It's Monday, y'all.
Fred, what'd you think of the new intro? Playoff Mike's been doing a lot of graphics for us, man. He's making us look pretty good.
I mean, I wish I looked like that in real life. You got you look amazing. I think it's awesome. The whole thing is awesome. I can't wait to see more stuff. It's like crazy.
Yeah, he did some really good.
Playoff Mike, man.
Yeah, Playoff Mike is doing it up, man. He's got new ideas, and we'll have some new ones. And then he did the thumbnail of our guest is coming on. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, please hit like, subscribe. If you came here just because you heard about the guest we're gonna have on, just hit it anyway. You can it doesn't hurt. We just like to add the followers, right, Fred? So I'm pretty excited about our guest. But I mean, obviously, once we talk to our guest, we're gonna wrap up football. Like, I'm pretty convinced that God is a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
Can we both say that?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, we'll talk about it.
God's a Patriots. Would you? Oh, by the way, before we get to our guest, what do you think of the new threads? Thanks. Shout out to Nolan. The next
I love it. It's you'll get to wear it forever,
This is our year. So obviously we brought a guest on. I'm super excited to have her on. She's a friend of both of ours. I've actually met her through Fred. And when Fred introduced us, Fred said, yeah, you got to follow her on TikTok. You have to follow her on Instagram. She's blowing up. And next thing you know, I'm watching her grocery shop, make food. I've literally watched her kids be born to pretty much, right, Fred?
Yes. I mean, we've watched them grow up so far.
We've watched them grow up. So without further ado, our guest from TikTok, Autumn Jackpot. Autumn,
we made it.
We did. We had some technical difficulty, but we got through it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, absolutely. It's our pleasure.
Last night I took Lordy to his first ever professional sports game. We went to the Pistons game.
I saw that. And you got a big win, too.
Yes, we did. We actually did not stay that long. We left before the end of the game. He wasn't so interested in the game. We actually, bougie kid experience, okay? His first ever Pistons game, we had a suite. Like, Can you imagine? I said, listen, when mommy pays, we don't go to the suite, okay? You're going to be up in the nosebleeds when it's me. But it was a cool first experience. He had a slushie. He had ice cream. He had French fries. Nice. And he did not look at the game once.
No. That's a perfect situation to take a younger kid. I know obviously everybody can't afford to just get a suite, but at least he can run around. You guys can still watch the game. Gary can still watch the game. But
So they were having like a kids' night event. It's kids' night at the Pistons game. And so they did a kids' suite experience, and they invited some influencer kids. The suites are a little like dimly lit. He was really like not comfortable in there. So we ended up walking laps around Little Caesars Arena.
Okay.
We did about 1.5 miles in steps. I checked my Apple Watch.
So it worked out.
A win is a win.
Is a win all the way around. So, but Autumn, like I said, I really appreciate you coming on. When we've done videos together, I didn't even tell you guys this, but I don't even think I told Fred. I actually got my first lead from a girl who's buying a house who says they've been following you and Gary. They've known Gary before Lordy is what
wow.
Pretty cool. So we've done some collab stuff together. And so if you're on here watching, we just want to hear about you and how you got to this point. Did you ever think that it was going to get this big when you first started?
No. I really had I didn't have a goal of being big. Like, I just wanted to kind of talk about my story, like talk about what was going on with me in a way when, almost like there's nobody on the other side. That's how it felt at first, that I was just speaking into the void, you know. So when you first start making videos, nobody watches them. Like you're lucky a 200, 300 view video like feels huge. So no, I remember though one time, I don't remember how many followers I had, maybe like 300,000. And I got what felt like a hate comment to me. And they said like, oh, you're going to quit your job when you hit 1 million followers. I can tell. And I was like, you think I could hit 1 million followers? Like that was what I and that person ended up like circling back later because I did quit my job. They were right. I hit 1 million followers and I quit my job. So they were completely right. But that was the first time that I was like, wow, maybe people are seeing something in me that I'm not really seeing, you know?
Well, take us on the journey of how it started. Like, I know Fred and I are familiar with it, but some people are new to the podcast, or some of your followers may not even know because they just joined you within the past couple months, or maybe even a year ago. They don't know how the journey started. So why don't you kind of just tell us how it started and how you got to where you're at now?
So how it started, like how I even downloaded the TikTok app is I had a pregnancy loss. It was a ruptured ectopic. And I had never heard of this before until it happened to me. And I had to have like emergency surgery. And so I'm like recovering from this surgery and I download TikTok because there's nothing else to do. And I see this girl, her name, I still follow her. Her name is Sarah Rogers Johnson. And you know how the algorithm gives you like what you need? She had gone through the exact same thing as me, maybe 3 weeks ahead of me. And yeah, and so I was going through this emergency surgery. I was terrified. It felt like such a life-altering thing. And to see someone who was like just a little bit ahead, but seemed like okay, that I was like, okay, well, she can get through it. I can get through it, right? And so then soon after that, that was in February 2021. In May of 2021, I got pregnant again. And I was like, well, I'm going to start here. I am going to kind of tell my story of getting pregnant after a loss. And then I lost that pregnancy. And then I was like, well, what am I going to do now? You know? And it was such a depressing time too, to be trying so hard and to like be losing these pregnancies. So I decided to just keep going. I was taking ovulation tests in the bathroom. If somebody is watching this and watched me at a time when I was only filming in the bathroom, like you are like the true day one. Like if you remember before we ever even filmed in the kitchen, that's how like you're a day one. So I started taking ovulation tests and pregnancy tests every month, like trying. I was really more of like I'm sure you guys are not in this sector of the internet, but there's a whole subset of content called TTC, trying to conceive. And it's women trying to get pregnant and sharing what they're doing for their fertility. And I was kind of in that space. And the doctors were telling us we needed IVF. So I got a job at Starbucks just for the health insurance benefits. I took home no check. So then my videos, I would start every video saying, I work at Starbucks for no pay to afford IVF, or, you know, some variation of that. And I started tracking that journey of like earning the benefits. Like I quite literally went to work to get these pregnancies, you know? So I documented that journey. I talked about how much the IVF was costing. And eventually we got to the point where, you know, you're not going to be pregnant and trying to get pregnant forever. So at that point, I was like, I need to kind of start shifting gears. And so we kind of made the transition more over to parenting and food. And it was a really intentional transition that took a while, but now I'm solidly in that place where I don't think even people really associate me with IVF that closely anymore. You know, it's been a while since I've kind of touched that arena.
Right. For sure.
I love the Starbucks era.
Oh, it was so fun. Like looking back, I like looking at those videos because I was still so hopeful that I would get pregnant and not need the IVF. But I was also so pessimistic because I wasn't getting pregnant. And I really, I did not want to do this IVF. Like I didn't want to do it. It seemed like such a big lift, such a haul, such a huge thing to go through. and you don't know if it's going to work. But I like seeing the videos every once in a while. Something will come up and there's one video where I'm in my car and I'm like so down. And I'm like, I think I'm doing all of this work for nothing. And I'm going to do the IVF and it's not going to work. And I'll have done all of this for nothing. And I love to watch that video because, like, obviously it wasn't for nothing.
It wasn't for nothing at all.
Yeah.
Two beautiful kids now and a career off of it now.
And I don't ever even, it was so consuming for so long. And to now have it just be like something that happened. And it's great to be out of that space for sure.
I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Now when you like, if somebody is new, like somebody's new, they want to film content, like what advice would you give somebody now to get where you're at now? Like what's some little bit of advice for an up and comer?
If I were starting from day one, this is exactly what I would do. I would pick 3 series that I'm going to do on a regular basis. One should be more frequent, like every day, every other day. And the other 2 can be like, once a week, once or twice a week. But give your audience something to grab onto and something to count on from you. I think that's really important. Now people will watch a video just because it's me, right? But when you're new and you're coming on people's FYP for the first time, they have no reason to be interested in you. They have to be interested in what you're talking about. And then once they get to know you through what you're talking about, then you can expand more. But I think those 3 series are really important. And then when I was in like a major growth mode, this is like a little trick I used. I would say to myself, like, you need to have 100,000 new views on your page by the end of the day, like of videos you posted that day. However many videos it took for me to get there, that's how much it took, So like there were days I would start in the morning and I'm 5 videos in and those videos have only totaled 40,000 views. I know I got more videos to make, But sometimes the first video of the day would hit and be hitting towards 100,000. You can kind of relax a little bit, but you're going to see that 100,000 and you're going to be motivated to make more videos. So that's what I did for a very long time, is how many videos I made per day relied very heavily on how many views they were getting. And if they weren't getting, I made more. And that I think really, because 100,000 views in one day, that's only the first day of the video. So you can guarantee you're going to get another 100,000 out of that day's worth of videos over the next few days. So you're really driving your numbers up fast in that way.
Let me ask you this though, AP. Is it consistency, quantity, quality, or the 3 mixed together?
I think, okay, I would say consistent. You can get away with less consistency if you have a wild or super attention grabbing story. If you are kind of a normal person, consistency and quantity are going to matter a lot. Also, I've just noticed when people want to tell me they want to get into TikTok, nobody ever wants to be like in front of the camera on that video. They want to be doing like voiceover and we all as people get to know each other by talking to each other and by like seeing our faces while we're talking and having a conversation. And I think that if you are trying to make TikToks, but you really don't want to be on camera, it's going to be a tough ride for you. I think that's a really big one that I see people go wrong on. Actually, let me go. I got a few of these. Here we go. The first 3 seconds of your video, that's how TikTok determines if people want to watch it, by how many people last 3 seconds. If you do the millennial pause or you don't get right into your video, you come up, camera starts and you're doing one of these and you're like, hey, happy Tuesday. They've already swiped. Like your 3 seconds are gone and no one even knows what your video was about. You need to cut all that dead time, cut any intro that's not relevant to what you were saying. edit it out of your video. And I get like a lot of people feel like they need to, you might need to say those things to get yourself going into your video. That's cool. But cut that part out because no one wants to watch it.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 3 seconds of your video are really important. That's the metric they're really looking at when deciding how they're going to push.
Oh, wow.
That makes sense because we use a platform that cuts up this and then produces it out. It usually takes one of Fred's outlandish takes, puts it right in the front, and then pushes us back to whatever. And that's what the thing that gets.
And that's the way to do it. That's a good strategy. Yeah.
Right. Now, I know that you and we get it all the time. Like we get comments, in fact, last week's was great. And then we'll talk, and then I want you to coach Fred on how to respond to this hate.
Okay.
Because last week, for example, they said that they didn't like the brims on our hats. Now, Fred responded to the comment and said, but your mom likes my brim of my hat.
I'm not mad at it, Fred. I'm not mad.
But
I'm not mad at it.
You have to get it all the time. And whether it's on the video, how you raise your children, you literally open your life up to these people. And I guess it's kind of like a two-part question is how do you deal with the hate? And at some point, are you like, maybe we're sharing too much?
Okay. With the hate, I feel like I responded a lot more when I was smaller, like had less followers. I think what happens over time is like I feel like the same person that I was 5 years ago, right? Whether I had 5,000 followers or 1 million, I still feel the same. But the reality is there's a power imbalance that changes the more followers you receive. And so to snap at someone when you're like a personal account is just snapping. If I snap at someone, I can send a mob inadvertently. Like I don't mean to, but so a while back, I just made a rule for myself that I don't respond to anybody negative. You can say it and I'll leave it. Sometimes I'll only delete if I think you're heading into like a racial territory or, like you're taking it to a real weird place. And I started doing that because someone actually left me a comment once. I was kind of snapping back at someone and she was like, you have all these people that are here that love you and want to watch your content and you're answering the people who hate you. And I was like, actually, you're right. Like the people who like me are not invested in me in the same way. So I just made a rule. I also think, there's a content creator. His name is Tell the Bees. Okay. And he does like a lot of pop culture critique. And he was talking about how when like new media comes out, like a new show or something, right? People who love that show get really upset by the critique of that show. Like they'll be in the comments fighting and arguing. And he was like, you can't be a sore winner. You can't be the #1 show on TV with tons of people who love you and getting awards and then be mad that there's criticism. And that changed my brain chemistry. And I was like, you know what? I have 1 million followers. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to every single activity I want to go to with my kids. If you're gonna, I don't know, tell me my hair looks greasy today, like I gotta eat that. Like I can't be a sore winner,
Right.
But if I didn't have 1 million followers, when I didn't have 1 million followers, I think before you get to that really big place, responding to hate, it's not bad. It's not bad. It lets your audience get involved and like feel like they're taking your side. They are on your side. I don't think responding to hate is bad until you reach the point where you become the bully in the situation.
Understandable.
Hear that, Fred? No bullying.
No bullying.
Well, I hate bullies, and you know that. So
yeah.
No, I only respond to dumb hate. Like, you're an asshole. It's like, I just had an opinion. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
it's
We are in a state on the internet, though. We are in a place where people are really hurt by the opinions of other people that don't have anything to do. It can be pop culture. I bet you see it in sports, where like people are really emotionally hurt by an opinion that you're like, whoa, whoa. I just said whatever team sucks. Like, I don't even know the teams. Like,
yes, and exactly what you said. That's the hate that we're dealing with. Nothing crazy, nothing over the top yet.
Clapback feels fine. I'll still do it every once in a while. Only like I'll respond to a comment, but I'll never make a video response anymore.
Right. Because I noticed, and obviously I've been following for a long time. I'm obviously a big fan of Gary, and if you guys follow the podcast, Gary's been on.
Gary's been on a lot.
Yeah, he does. I don't know if Fred's talked to him yet, but he is our honorary day after Super Bowl guest. So we need to make sure he knows that already. But we'll have him on, and I'll talk about the things that he likes, the music, the food of the Super Bowl. But I've noticed that Gary had started he's talking about the way he parents, and I feel like in the comments there, like it's getting a little, some of the moms, some of the followers are like, you can't do that and you can't do this. And like, what is it like, again, like sharing everything? I'm sure when you go to these mom events and, people know who you are now. Mm-hmm. Is it beginning to be too much? Do they give you their opinion when they're in public? Like, where are you at?
No.
Right now?
I've actually never had a weird or rude encounter with anyone in public. Never. I've had all good experiences. With Gary, it's tough. My content is closer to real life. My content is very close to real life. Anytime you turn on a camera, it's not truly fully 100% real anymore because, you have to produce it. Like,
right.
Gary likes to troll, and he likes to troll the audience, and he likes to, like, okay, recently there was a video with a sensory bin. Okay, so it's like a bin of rice with stuff and like scoops for the kids to play it with. That is a table activity. Gary let them play it on the floor, and then he plays these silly games with our son, where you're like, oh, don't do that. And like, you want them to do it. You're encouraging them. And it's like they get a silly reaction. He was doing that about throwing rice in the air. But then he cut the video to look like Lordy just doesn't listen to him. And he had the comments so upset. And I was just like, oh, you guys don't even listen to him.
Right. But it's funny.
No, I wouldn't say, though, it's gotten to be too much. I don't, especially like if you employ good like boundaries personally with the way you interact with the social media, because you can be in there reading comments all day. Like if you got to implement boundaries for yourself so that you're not just existing in the digital world, so that we're still like living a life separate from the phone.
For sure.
Yeah, you have to shut it off at one point.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot, and we try to comment on them, and that's the other thing too. Like I was always under the impression, especially, and you and I've had a ton of conversations because I always like to talk to you and Gary to learn, right? And
yeah,
you need to respond to these or like them or however, in order to get the interaction up.
Yeah.
Right. That helps the algorithm when you respond. So, sometimes it's with me, I stay a little more like, oh, I appreciate the insight that I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, friends, come on the podcast. I want to hear about how big of an idiot I am.
Well, and it's like, people in your comments are really, I think comments are a more accurate gauge of like how the audience is feeling about the content. Like, if the audience overwhelmingly is rejecting something, I got to look at why. Because there's a lot of people who have watched me for a long time who are in it, and they're coming at it from a good place. And if those people are saying something, that's like worth taking in. But we can't like go looking at Reddit or looking at outside places, where it's like, only the people who dislike you congregate, you got to leave that alone. The actual comments I give a lot of credence to.
Right. That makes sense.
And you should. You're right. You should be responding. I try to respond for like the first half hour or so from when a video gets posted. And then just separately, I will block time where I'm like, I am only answering comments for a half hour. And I will get up here and I will, go through and just talk to people.
Yeah. You do comment a lot or
I
respond.
Do. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm big into Instagram DMs too. Because I like my Instagram stories. That's like, I like Instagram stories a lot. It took me a long time to get away from only doing TikTok and like spread my wings other places.
Well, that leads me to a great question. And I forget when it was. I forget the time frame. But when they, like, I can imagine the feeling that you and Gary had when your sole income, how you eat, is TikTok, and you wake up in the morning and TikTok is gone. What was it like in your house that morning?
Well, we knew it was coming, and I didn't believe it would be permanent. Like, I wasn't scared at that time. It did give me a bad Q1, though. I didn't get scared, but brands got scared. Like, so that was that was January of last year. So like January, March, February, March, brands were like, my kids are tripping out there. January, February, March, it was like really, really slow. And then, business got back to normal. But I never believed it would go all the way down. Actually, though, right now, TikTok is not working right. Like starting yesterday since the US took over. And this is the first time I felt like a little like I have videos posted that have 0 views in a day, Same with Gary. You might be able to see it on your side. I can go to his page and see his new videos, but they have 0 views and they're not going to the FYP. Like the technology seems to be having a problem for the last day or so since they switched to the US app. Yeah.
Actually, we have the graphic designer right now working on the intro videos and some of the stuff that I shared with you. And he said that CapCut is messing up.
Yes, because TikTok owns CapCut. Yeah, I edit in CapCut too, and I've been having issues.
Okay.
It was weird. Yesterday, I couldn't find any of our videos together on Brad's page. So if I looked onto Brad's TikTok page, there was no videos of me and him. It was like these other videos that he reposted. And then Gary actually had texted me last night about the TikTok situation. Meanwhile, it was 3:00 in the morning your time. So I didn't respond back. I'm like, yeah. I was just about to go to bed, but I'm like, oh, Gary texted. I look, I read it, and I'm like, isn't it like 3:00 in the morning? Like, but I guess with 2 kids and stuff, I understand.
The baby was up.
So when he texted me that, I was like, that makes sense. And I went back, and then when I went back onto the page at 12:00 my time, then it was like regular again for a second. It was really weird though. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're fixing it slowly because uploads still aren't really working. But like as a user, the app feels like it's working to me. Like if I'm scrolling, I'm not really noticing. But as a creator, I'm noticing.
Yeah, financially, right?
I mean, right now, so like TikTok does these things where like when TikTok launches a new feature, they really throw their money behind it. And as a creator, that's when like you get in there, Right. But now I don't make the majority of my money, even mostly like from TikTok itself. It's like from brand deals. So if I don't have a brand deal scheduled, I'm not so worried like I used to be. I used to rely more heavily on like the money TikTok was paying directly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little breaking news, like inside tip? Like what's the next big brand deal coming on? Or is that something you got to keep on the wraps? Ooh,
I don't think I can say it. I actually have my biggest brand deal to date coming. I will tell you guys off air. Or can I tell you and you'll cut it? What would you rather do?
Tell me off air. because
Okay.
I'm a half-ass editor. I could screw it up. And then
Oh, okay. But no, I do have my biggest like brand deal coming soon, and I was like, wow, okay.
Did the Chicken Shack one do good?
Chicken Shack did great. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. We're gonna be circling back with Chicken Shack. We still have to like work out exactly what we're doing, but they are working on new menu items. So like new sauces, new combos, things like that. And so we're gonna be taking the next couple of months to like figure out like our next plan of action together. But me and Chicken Shack are locked in. We are, yeah, that's my
I'm bringing
crew.
up to San Diego for Fred. And
Right.
Yeah.
distance.
Yes.
We got one last question for you, and we'll let you go. I know you're busy. I know I think you should just hide out in that room for a little bit longer and make Gary deal with the kids for a little bit. Like, hey man,
Not a bad idea.
talking. But now that you have this platform, right? And I kind of caught a video, I think this past week, you making some comments about that. Like, now that you're here, what's next for you? Like, where do you see this going?
Oh, okay. I want to spend this year out in my community, like physically in person. I think that I have done a great job of like building a digital platform, and I do give back a lot. Like I gave away a car a couple of years ago. Like we do a lot of giving back, but I feel like I'm always in my house, and I really want to be like out in the community. So like that is my goal for this year, is to give back to my community stronger. This week I'm meeting with a woman's domestic violence shelter to see like what, like, raising supplies for them, see what we can figure out there. But I really just want to be out and about, showing my face, giving back to like the community of Metro Detroit, where where I am in person. And also using my platform, like I have this big national platform, I can be funneling those resources back into Metro Detroit and make a big impact. So that's really where I am this year, is like being out and about.
Awesome.
That.
Well, wait
Awesome.
about a month and a half, because it's a little ridiculous outside right now.
It's out, yeah, it's ridiculous, but you know what? It's always going to be ridiculous here.
It's 70 degrees and sunny here.
Oh, shut up.
Right? Yeah, look at the
We
views
have about
over.
a foot of snow out here.
Yeah, it's insane. All right, before we let you go, Autumn, any last words you want to say to anybody out there, or any advice you can give them?
Man, well, thank you guys for having me. I love to do stuff like this. If anyone ever sees me in person and wants to ask me questions like this, ask. I talk to anybody about this. I love to talk about this stuff. I'm really into it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Autumn. We appreciate you coming on.
All right, bye guys.
Oh, quick question. Who do you like in the Super Bowl?
Did they pick the teams already? They know?
Did they pick them?
Did they pick the teams already? I know the Lions are out, and that's when I just check out.
Seattle
It's the
Seahawks
Seahawks and the Patriots.
I don't really have a preference. May the best team win.
There we go. All right, thanks, Autumn.
Bye.
I knew that's exactly what she was going to say as soon as you asked that question. She was going to be like, nope. Well, that was awesome having her on. It's crazy to watch their journey, her and Gary, from when they first started. When Gary was, he was just doing some small stuff. I mean, what was he doing at the beginning?
At Chef Anna.
Yeah, Chef Anna with the pot.
I mean, Chef Anna was the beginning of all that with him, and that was amazing journey as well. Now he's still doing his own thing, and AP is just going crazy on TikTok and all socials. It's awesome. And I told you, I think I've told you this before, but I'll tell the people, like 2023, Jersey, they came out to Jersey, just one kid at the time. And this is 2023. So like, I don't know how many followers exactly. Wasn't a million though. But we were at we're at the Jersey Shore, and we're walking into an ice cream place, and these girls yell out, "Hey, Autumn, is that Lordy?" And Mary's holding Lordy, and we're walking into this like in my town, and you've been there, like into this like local like ice cream shop, like, and this is 2023, and I was like, whoa. So, and the crazy thing is, like she just said, she sat down and talked to these girls. Like, you know, they asked for a picture and stuff like that, and it was really awesome.
That was like the moment for you to be like, whoa. Like, this really is a big deal.
Well, that's when I realized also that it's not a regional thing, you know, so, which was awesome. And, you know, I just came, you know, I had a wedding, a weekend ago or 2 weeks ago. And it was funny because when I was doing the videos with Gary on the roller coaster, doing those videos with him, I looked through the comments, and, you know, people were, you know, we were, you know, interacting a little bit. And there was a comment in there that said, "Hey, that's my cousin Freddie." And I'm like, so my cousin's daughter actually commented on this. And now I see her at the, that was last summer, I guess.
Right.
I don't see her much, obviously. So I saw her at the wedding. And I said, "Hey, dude, do you follow, you know, Autumn and Gary?" She said, it was always on my feed. So yeah, I follow them now. So she said, and I just was watching the video and saw you on it. And I was like, that's hilarious. I'm like, they're very good friends of ours, you know, like, and she's like, yeah, I watch all their videos now, you know. That's awesome. So it was interesting that I was amazed that the reach that they get is just, it's incredible. Like,
it is crazy. You got to give him a call. Make sure he's good for next, next Monday, the Monday after our annual Super Bowl guests. Cause I can't wait. I was listening to some Bad Bunny while shoveling the driveway, yesterday. It made me feel like I was in like a nicer, warmer place. So I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it. All right, let's get into it. Obviously, we know who's they picked who is going to be in the Super Bowl.
They picked the teams.
They picked the teams. Let's start with the AFC, Fred. Let's start with the AFC. The first game yesterday. Like I said, I'm convinced that God is a Patriots fan. There's no other logical explanation to where we're at right now. You told me, and you almost promised me, that they would not be there. We were incorrect. We were incorrect
now, as of so like I knew it was, and I was talking to Jackson Spikes about the game beforehand, because he asked who I liked, and I said Denver and the under. Told him that. I said it's going to be low scoring and New England wins by a field goal. I said, but it would be cool if Denver won with Stidham. Now, the stats I read about was there was, I think, 90% of the handle on the Pats. Like an outrageous.
Right? What's that? They were given 3.5.
So that's why I said to Jackson Spikes that I think they're going to win by a field goal, right? Mm-hmm. Just because of that stat. I didn't think – I had no clue how the game was going to go or how the weather was going to shape up. But 90% of the handle, dude, like, I mean, again, what a year for the book, man. Like, just a crazy year. It was a decent very lackluster game.
Yeah.
I mean, two good defenses, couple mistakes here and there, and then the fourth quarter was just a total like crapshoot. Like with the weather like that, like I mean, it wouldn't matter who was playing at that time. You couldn't predict what's going to happen in that kind of weather. Like it was bad. So I mean, I think that Denver could have stole it somehow, some way. But it wasn't. It was really lackluster, and but
the biggest play of the game.
Way, I'm not a hater of the Pat. I mean, I hate Boston in general. But I mean, Drake May, I mean, he's going to the Super Bowl. It's great. It's fantastic. Like, like I'm not taking anything away from the Pats. I think their journey over the last 2 years is pretty crazy if you just look at the numbers. So like, it is what it is. Like, like good for him. I didn't think he would be able to do it. I think a lot of things, I mean, if you can't really critique the playoffs, because I've said this to you too, in the past. Nobody remembers how someone gets there. So 10 years from now, no one's going to be like, oh, but they got to the Super Bowl because Bo Nix was hurt. It's like, yeah, no one gives a fuck. Like, like that.
Or they had a quote unquote easy schedule, right? Or anything like that, right?
Easy road, or it was a bunch of snow games. It is what it is. Like, so no, can't take anything away from them. I think that there are both of those teams are going to be up towards the top next year as well. Looking forward as just a fan, I don't think it's this is not like a one and done for either of those teams. So like, it'll be interesting.
For sure. Well, I'll tell you what, when Jared Stidham hit that bomb and he caught that pass, I was like, maybe this kid can do it. I actually posted something on social media. I was like, can the Broncos upset the Pats? And then he turns around and makes that boneheaded play where, it's.
Yeah. And like not taking the points, will go up 10-0. I mean, I don't know. Like, you never know how things are going to turn out. But like, they were
playing with a backup quarterback heading to the Super Bowl. You think that he would be all in on the points. And then the call on fourth down didn't really like the play call either. Rolling him out as a rookie like that, like
their defense is all over it. It was, but if it had worked, Sean Payton's a genius,
right. Could have went.
But I think I would have took the points there. Just at that situation where you go up 10-0 and you're building on that. But and who knows? They might have still lost the game anyway. It doesn't, But bonehead play on the fumble, just that kind of hurt. It was a defensive battle,
a lot of people wanted to. Well, number one, it's like when you go up 7-0 against a team like that, and as a coach, I would think that you'd want to say to your second string quarterback who's never been here before, like, look, just don't make mistakes. All you got to do is manage this game and we can get through it. Right. And I think that's the conversation that I would assume that would have been had. He just tried to do too much. But look, at the end of the day, like, I've never been in that situation, but I'm thinking that if I'm in that situation, I know my personality, like, I'm going for it. Like, I'm going to be the guy. Right. But at the end of the day, it's just, you gotta settle down and manage it. Now, they had blamed the issue on the weather, but really, I mean, the weather wasn't bad in the first half. The weather didn't get bad until the second half.
Actually, the fourth quarter, like the third quarter, was still pretty clear.
Right. The time-lapse videos were crazy.
It was windy, but the fourth quarter was, then you get, like, it would have been interesting if the game was tied going into the fourth quarter with that snow like that, just to see who would have ended up winning that game. Because it was like, I'm not sure anyone scores, like, they might be still now. So like, that was the only thing. And then that one field goal, it got blocked, tipped, whatever. That would have tied the game up with 4 or 5 minutes left. So that would have made it interesting too. But, all in all, it was a hard fought game. It was, and I'm not taking anything away from the Pats. I do hate Boston in general, but
we know.
Yeah. Hey, the Pats are going to the Super Bowl. That's fantastic. Like, it is what it is.
But let me ask this, because I saw a couple of people post on social media, and I feel like I'm on an island, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. Why am I the only one who hates snow games? Like, I don't like snow games. I don't like outdoor games. I'm an offensive guy. I like to see the points. Like, The fact that the Pistons put up 138 points, like they had 100 in the third quarter, like that's awesome to me. Like I'm an offensive guy, played offensive position in football. Put a dome on your stadium. Stop making weather an issue. And snow games are fun. The second half of that game is just them slipping around. I don't understand why people think that that's fun. Help me out, Fred.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different ways to look at that. I mean, the home field advantage thing is one thing, obviously. I'm coming from, a Steeler fan's point of view as well. The Steelers used to use that all the time as, it's home field, it's cold, and I get that part of it. In Buffalo, it's tough. But, I just feel that, if the organization wants to go in that way, I know that the fans probably aren't crazy about things like that. I think snow games are like first of all, they're just crapshoots. Like it doesn't even matter, what's going on, and it's a little weird. But I also am a traditionalist at heart, so like I don't want Chicago to get a dome, or Green Bay to get a dome, or Buffalo to get a dome, Denver, like I like that idea of that. Now, if you end up with a better record, you don't have to play there. So like, that's the other thing. Now, I think that Denver is not going to blame the weather, because that's their home, and that's what they want. But right. Listen, it would only help Denver, the snow. Like if that game was like the fourth quarter, if it started like that, then Denver has the advantage, because nothing, like you said, there's nothing to lose in a snow game, and anything can happen. Like it doesn't matter who's playing in a snow game. Like records, you could throw those out the window. Like, it doesn't, you're looking for like one play.
Yep. Yeah. One mistake, one fumble, one breakout run, something, chances of a deep bomb are slim, right? It's all.
I mean, also, like when you talk about the weather, I mean, the way kicking has been going this year, so that doesn't make it.
You know what? That's a good point, because I don't hate that the kicking kind of gets taken out of the game at like 65 yards now. Like you got to earn it. So, I don't know. I'm just not a snow guy. I like the dome. I like the dome.
Yeah. As a fan, it's fantastic. I've been to Pittsburgh in December and January. I will never go back again, but like I've done it several times. I mean, I know fans like, Green Bay fans, Chicago fans are like, no, we love it. Like we love it. Like, stop it. No, you don't. Your face is frozen. How do you think that's fun? That's not fun. Yeah, in your 20s, it's fun.
Yeah, that's a good point. We love them. All right, then obviously much better game in the afternoon or evening, we'll call it. The Seattle Seahawks and the Rams. Fred, let me throw a stat at you really quick. This is one I heard this morning. It was crazy. 831 passing yards, 6 touchdowns in the past 2 games. That's Matt Stafford. 0-2 against the Seahawks. That's crazy.
In the last 2 games. Yeah, they beat the Seahawks the 1 game. Yeah, I mean, listen, another thing too. I got some heat from the Hawks and stuff like that, the Hawk fans out there, taking nothing away from Seattle. Sam Darnold, great story. I mean, just the whole, listen, number 9's number 9. He's the man. And I've always been a Stafford fan. I've always loved number 9, but, and we'll talk about that in a second, but like the Sam Darnold, like getting drafted by the fucking Jets and like totally disappearing after 3 years, like it is amazing to me. Basically getting picked up to be like a mentor / backup in Minnesota, basically.
Yeah.
Like, and then winning 14 games. Like, crazy. And then the decision for the Vikings to let him go. Oh, okay. So now he goes to Seattle. Now we think, oh, maybe it was the one-hit wonder. He had a crazy season. And then
Or
to
he
do
couldn't win a
it,
game.
what?
Or the stigma he was carrying with him, which very little window is he couldn't win a big game.
Yeah. And now he does this. It's like, give him his flowers, man. Like, it would be interesting. Like, there's a lot of different variables that go into, offense, defense, special teams, all that shit. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened if the Jets stuck it out. Like, obviously the guy can play ball.
It would have ruined his career.
What's that?
It would have ruined his career.
I know. Well, I mean, thank God he got out of there for his sake. I mean, if you're the Jets organization, you're looking at this saying, yeah, we didn't give it time and we got him out of there. And now, they wanted to go with, a bunch of other guys along the way. And then that was it. It was like he disappeared for a little while, like Carolina, the Niners, and then, like I said, he got the chance last year as a rebuilding year for, I don't know, and so.
Well, I'm probably gonna butcher this too, and you should be able to correct me. But again, we're not a stats podcast. We're vibes. But I thought I saw this, and correct me if I'm wrong. I could be mistaken. But he was in the 2018 draft. Does that sound right?
Yeah, right around there. So,
but he was in the same draft class as Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield.
It's possible. I got to go back.
I'm not sure. Maybe no. It's not Mahomes. It's not Mahomes. I'm sorry. It's Jared Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. Josh Allen. I'm sorry. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. Those three. And he's the first one to make it to the Super Bowl. That's a crazy stat.
That works.
I might fuck that one up a little bit, but in the same respect, it's who he was drafted with, and he's the only one who is now made it to the Super Bowl, which is super cool.
Yeah, I mean, he had like 2 decent years with the Jets, and then they just gave up on him.
College. I don't even know where he went to college.
USC.
Oh, see, there you go. Didn't even know that. So now we have one football game left for the year.
Yeah,
it's like bittersweet, isn't it? Like, you're excited because that means you were just closer to baseball.
Well, there's a lot going on. There's a lot coming up, after this ends. So,
Winter Olympics. We have
Winter Olympics.
Baseball Classic.
I'm a big Olympic guy. So,
why you're gonna love our guest. You're gonna love our guest next week. Actually, I can't wait to talk to him. I can't wait to introduce you guys.
Super fired up about that. And then the World Baseball Classic, spring training, and then we get into baseball. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a crazy year in football. Not very better friendly, which is kind of, I guess, norm. But just a weird whole season and lots of crazy games and stuff. I've said it a couple times here. I thought this year that was the most crazy games that I've seen in one season. It was really wacky. Now we're down to 1. So we have 1 game left.
I am really looking forward to the World Baseball Classic. I'm excited. I got into it big time last year. I'm already scouting out my Puerto Rico hats. There's a couple options, so I'll be whacking those on the pod. I got 2 in the bucket. I might just buy them both. I'm not sure yet, but I'm excited. I think Puerto Rico is going to have a hell of a team this year too.
Well, they all are, and the good thing is this. So, watching, like, usually after the Super Bowl, there's that lull of the NHL fucking All-Star game, NBA All-Star game. Those 2 weeks of bullshit. But you get into like a little spring training. But now at the end of February, beginning of March, you're going to be watching like meaningful baseball games. This is not like guys play for 3 innings, get 2 at-bats, and then we watch the farm system play for a whole month. So like the World Baseball Classic will run all the way up to like I believe the 17th.
Is this earlier than they did it in the past? It seems like it to me. Is the dates different?
Is it what?
The dates of this different than when it was it 2 years ago? They do it every other year?
It's always at the very beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. So it runs up to I think a week before opening day. So like, I mean, there is no like month of spring training games that you're, sticking through, which I love spring training games too. You know that too.
The normal public don't. The normal public does not.
No. The public does not. But yes, I'm watching like 9 innings of a spring training Yankee game. Just because I'm a junkie. But like you're going to be once March comes, first of all, March Madness is going to go crazy. You have that once March hits, you have which is the end of the Winter Olympics. So you got the Winter Olympics going right into basically World Baseball Classic, March Championship Week, March Madness, and then that runs into opening day before March Madness ends.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So like you're set. Like you're going to have a little bit, you'll have, if you're not an Olympic guy or girl, you're going to have a little offs, some off time from between now for the month of February, basically a little, but then after that, dude, you're not leaving the television because, that rolls right into, and then April comes around and now you're talking NBA, NHL playoffs, like with baseball going on. So like, yeah, it's just an awesome time of year, but back to the game though.
Yeah. Okay. So the game, I'm really looking forward to Bad Bunny. Like I said, I'm already listening to it while I'm shoveling the snow. I can't wait, but we have to pick who we think is going to win, Fred. So I will let you go first, and you tell me who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. Because we're going to be kind of light about football next week because we're going to be all in on the winter games with our guests, everything like that. This is the time to predict it. Tell me who you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, I got the Hawks in a blowout. Blowout. 20.
Yeah. If anything, I'd love to go against you. I would, but I'm with you too. I think we're both. The way that Seattle played last night. Now I get it. People are going to say the weather and stuff like that. Like Sam Darnold is better than Drake May. And I think this team, like defensively, is better. Those boys were flying yesterday. And even though they let up a bunch of points, I think the Rams kind of have their number and Stafford has their number. And Drake May is no Matt Stafford. And I don't think they're going to be able to handle it. And I think we got the Hawks next week.
Yeah, 37-10, 37-13.
I pray that is not the case. I want it to be extremely close. I want it to come down to the wire. I want a good football game. I really want a good football game.
Yeah, I do. I do as well. I mean, like, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So.
And yes, I'm excited about Green Day and Bad Bunny and all the hate. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait to have Gary on after the Super Bowl because he's gonna give us his insight on there, and plus we can talk to him a little bit. But all right, last but not least, what we watched this week. I finished up season 4 of the morning show. I know you had already finished it.
Yeah,
we've already said there's going to be a season 5. It's not coming out till 2027, Fred.
Yes,
dumb.
I had this conversation with somebody else about the morning show. I like the show; it's great, but like, how much longer do we do this?
They set it up for 5.
I think it's ran its course. I think that now, if it was like a limited series of 2 seasons or something like that, it would be considered an amazing, crazy show. Like, and people would, but like now that we're like, I get it. Like the controversies that are going on and like in the news industry and corporate America and stuff like that. Yeah, great, fine. Like, it's I mean, I love the players in it.
Yeah, it helps. You
but
throw John Hamm and Jennifer Aniston in there, you're like, okay, right?
Well, Billy Crudup is amazing. But like I'm okay with it now. Like I'm not like, oh, I can't wait for the next season. Like, like after season 1, I mean, I thought it was one of the best shows on television, like at the time, and it was.
It was.
I just feel like it ran its course, and like it's okay. Like you can just nip it in the bud, and it doesn't have to have some crazy ending, like like
for sure.
But
I also watched Free Bert, so I was super excited for that to come out. Yeah. Let me premise this by saying, like, I'm not a huge Bert stand-up guy.
Okay.
But I do love Bert.
Yeah.
Because I love his podcast. I love his story. When I watch his stand-up, I'm not like all in on that. So I was looking forward to the show, watching the previews of the show, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is like real life him. This is going to be great. First of all, I watched it all right away, like I normally do. The storyline was terrible. Like I don't even want to give away the storyline because it's just inappropriate, to be honest with you. Like it was about high school and kids and sex. So the storyline was like a 0 in my opinion. But Bert was great in the show. And so Bert was Bert. Like I think if the storyline was a little bit better, it would have been a better show. So I'm giving it like a 6, maybe 5.5, 6. But it was entertaining. It was a good background show. I think
yeah.
If it wasn't for Bert being Bert, it would have been like a 2 because the storyline was that terrible.
Okay.
But his daughter Isla, who plays Isla, the real Isla, is awesome in the show. His daughters are great, but the storyline was just stupid. Check it out. Let me know. Drop some comments below. Let me know.
I just saw it popped up on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah, it just came out Thursday.
Yes, but we finished Landman.
How epic was the last show?
It's the best show on television. I will ask this question though, and because I have been asking this question to some people. I'm going to say that Landman is a better show than Yellowstone.
100%. I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no. I look. I can walk out this door right now. Sarah's out there working, and 100%. She'll tell you the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, I never was. I like the Yellowstone vibe. And like I'm not into rural America. It's just me. But obviously, Landman is also rural America. But like, Billy Bob's amazing. Like everyone in the show is just amazing. It's just and the comic relief I think helps too. So it's not as serious maybe as Yellowstone, like like dramatic. But like I just think that it's the best show on television right now. Like
absolutely.
And another thing, I will say this too, and I said this after Yellowstone. If you know anybody, I'll work a rig. I would love to work. I'll be a worm. I'd love to go out there. If you know anybody in Texas or down there in the Panhandle area or wherever the hell they are,
you want to drink?
I'll come out there and I'll work one of the rigs.
I think that's a great idea, Fred. We'll get some content of you working a rig.
Listen, I'm all for it. Like let me work for a landman for I'll do like 30 days.
Ooh, that's a big commitment. I thought you were going to give it a week.
No, I would do 30 days. 30 days with a landman.
All right. Anybody looking? Give Fred a call. And then Fred and I have a brief conversation on Sunday or Saturday. I forget what day it is, Sunday morning. And he goats me he says, I want to talk about Bugonia. Watch it. I saw the previews. At first, Fred, I'm not going to lie. The first 3 to 5 seconds of the preview, like, it's a girl, corporate job, like it might be a nice little rom-com. Again, didn't read anything, just watch the trailer. And I was like, Fred knows this is my thing. I'm a rom-com guy. Like wholeheartedly, fully, Fred knows. I'm like, okay. Then I start watching a little bit more. Then her head was shaved. And I'm like, I don't know if I like this. Fred's like, I want to talk to it about it on Monday. Fine, I watch it. Fred, what'd you get me into, man? Come on.
I mean, listen, and that's why I said to you, I know that, Cousin Doug and Nolan are big movie goers. So I'd love to know what they think about it as well, because I'm assuming that they both have watched it. Me personally, I'm a little favorable to America's Sweetheart. So I'm big Emma Stone fan. So like I am a little lenient in her, and she did an amazing job. Jesse Plemons is great.
Jesse Plemons the one who plays the guy who kidnaps her.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he was on Friday Night Lights.
Yes.
TV show.
I mean, he did awesome. She did amazing as usual. But like, I knew it was going to be weird. Quirky, weird. I don't know. You know what bothered me about this, and I guess you'll understand it. Maybe some people won't though. The music, it got like it was like dramatic period time music. It would be like if you were watching. It was like if you were watching Ben-Hur, like that would be the music in the background, kind of.
I kind of got like an old school Alfred Hitchcock vibe to it, like something along that. But yeah, I almost said something to Sarah like this. The music kind of is a little strange and like the dramatic, like, what I mean?
It was really weird. It was almost like you said, like an old school Hitchcock kind of thing, or like even like a period piece from the 1800s of like chariots and like I don't know. That's one thing that I wasn't crazy about. I don't know if maybe I'm not artsy enough. I think I'm very cultured, but like I don't know. But like the storyline is okay.
And I will totally admit it. Like it's not my thing. Like the thing was like a 2 for me. It was terrible. I almost turned it off, but because I'm all in it for the pod, I pushed through. So I did. Okay. I did text Nolan. Okay, I texted him. I said, Nolan, what'd you think? Fred watched Bugonia. I just watched it. He's like, I watched the first 30 minutes. I don't think he gave up because he didn't like it. I think that it's kind of sounding, via text something was good. Yeah, he's busy. So he's going to pick it back up, and he has a lot of friends telling him it's good. I have not reached out to Cousin Doug. I will reach out to him after the pod. I will, because I guarantee he saw it. I'm actually going to see Cousin Doug this Wednesday. I'm excited. Going to have dinner with him for Sarah's birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
It's also Gary's birthday on Sarah's birthday. They're birthday buddies.
Oh, that's right. I do remember us talking about that last year.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The movie itself, like up for Best Picture. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. I don't think it's going to win Best Picture. I do have some other nominees that I have to watch. I did watch F1, and I talked to you about that. I thought it was a great movie.
I love it.
And like you said, very Top Gun-ish.
That's
but great movie. I mean, and also like Mary loved it. She has no interest in F1, so like
I think Sarah liked it too. I think we both liked it. It was good.
It just shows you that, like it doesn't matter what sport it is if the movie is good. So like, I thought it was a really good movie. Brad Pitt and Franklin from Snowfall. So like,
awesome. He was really good in the movie.
So I thought it was a really good movie. I have a couple more I have to watch, and I'll be updating you on those.
I'll make a commitment. I'm going to watch the Leonardo DiCaprio and be able to talk about that next week.
I'm going to watch, One Battle After Another. I'm also going to watch the Frankenstein one that's on Netflix, actually. I have to get it out of the way because it's a Best Picture nominee. Just I have to, because
I'm only committing to the Leo. I don't think I can commit to the Franks. Maybe. I mean, it's so bad and so cold here. Maybe I will, but I'm not committing to that. I will commit to the Leo one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Leo one, and I still haven't seen Sinners. So,
I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to commit to Sinners. I'll commit to Sinners and commit to the Leo. I watched the trailer for that last night. Look, there's something a little in the trailer that kind of went a little sideways, but
yeah, it's weird because like it came out last summer, or in the summer and stuff like that, and like I remember like almost watching it. Like
I'm a Michael B. Jordan guy.
Like a ton of times, I almost watched it, and I just didn't. So
that's my commitment this week: the Leo movie and Sinners.
Yes, and I'm finishing up. Do you watch Abbott?
The
Abbott Elementary. Yeah,
it's pretty funny. I have not anything recent, but I've watched it in syndication reruns. Like I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I started it from the beginning. So I'm closing in on that. We're finishing up. We're like halfway through Black Mirror. Have you watched that?
No, I'll check it out.
It's an older.
I watched a couple episodes of Arrested Development yesterday.
Mary loves that show. She's Jason Bateman guy.
Does she listen to Senseless? Or
I'm not. She listens to a bunch of things, but she loves Jason Bateman. But yeah, no, Black Mirror. I guess there's a new season coming out, so like everybody was hyped for it. It's kind of like it's got 7 seasons. Each season only has like 3 or 4 episodes, and it's like a British Twilight Zone.
Interesting.
But like the last episode, I mean, it's not ruining anything, but like we just finished season 2 and John Hamm's in one of the episodes. So like that was kind of cool. What's that?
This guy's everywhere.
So, and this is 5-6 years ago.
So Mary was locked in. She's a huge John Hamm.
Yes. So like now, I guess moving forward, as the seasons go on, I think more and more American popular people are in because each episode's separate. It's like Twilight Zone, like each. So that's like a background show, to be honest. I'm not sure what show is next for us. Righteous Gemstones, I think, is going to be next.
Awesome.
You like it?
I do.
Okay.
I'm a huge. I was Eastbound and Down was my show.
Yeah.
So
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride is amazing. Obviously, Will Ferrell's in it. What is it? What's the one guy's name? I can't think of his name. The other goofy dude. He's
Adam Devine.
No, not him. Danny something maybe. I forget.
Yeah. I'm interested in it.
All right, we had a long one today. Obviously, shout out to Autumn Jackpot for coming on the show. Next week, guys, you are not going to want to miss. We're going to be talking to the winter games coming up, so I'm excited for our guest. And Fred, you enjoy that beautiful sunny weather, my friend.
Can't wait. Got to get out of here.
Later.
Peace out.